Hello.
Hello.
I'm blind, bro.
The lights are just... Here, I'll move
My eyes.
See the light in the sky and see it calls me.
Alright, I can mildly see now. Alright, we're good.
Alright. Hi, guys.
Hello.
This is one of our first real videos.
Real videos.
Because the last couple shorts of from last year, Binora does Gritty after knee surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Those got banned.
Oh. I was wondering where those went.
Yeah, I was looking through my whole feed and yeah, they just...
Wow. That's stupid. I'll be right back.
So let's hope this doesn't get taken down!
If it does, I'm going to lose it, mentally speaking. And physically. I'm going to crash out, I swear.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time doing these videos, actually. A lot of video planning. It comes with being a gamer, a gotcha tuber.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I'm gonna shove my socks into my mask, though.
What?
I'm about to shove a sock in my mouth.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. Alright, so after some technical difficulties, it has been confirmed. We need to get some new masks. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, you love these masks? They're awesome stuff, but...
Yeah, they're the OG masks, but they're getting really old.
Yeah,
mine is ugly, hers doesn't fit.
Yeah, mine, it got flattened. So now it keeps pressing against my eyelashes and eyelids, so I gotta get rid of mine. We'll remember the OG masks. We'll put them in the Hall of Fame, but we gotta get rid of them, guys.
Yeah.
So this might be the last time you see these.
Yeah, or maybe even if you're new to the channel, it might be your first.
Yeah, but most likely I'm probably gonna make a new one that's like this, but like it's like this, but it's not this, and it'll look better.
Yeah, it'll be way better.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not why we're here. Alright, so today we're gonna be talking about all the goofy crap that happened in 6th grade.
Yeah, literally our first year in middle school.
And it sucked. It was like insanity combined with immature. Like,
yeah, we were not mentally nor physically prepared for that.
We were not prepared. We were like, oh yeah, this will be fine. And then we get to this and it was like, oh my god.
Okay.
So
first thing I need to get off my chest is our English teacher was so bad. He assigned like 40 different assignments in 1 week.
Bro.
1 week, and then he spent another month and a half to grade them.
Bro, this man made us read holes, and he would assign like 5 different online assignments for holes that were due on the same day.
No, for real.
But the problem was, each of our classes were 1 hour each. And Bud spent like 25 minutes explaining what we were doing like this. Hello, class. Today we're going to be... Like, So,
And my biggest ick with him was that he would, like, talk about how he's like, I can't get to grading your guys' work. I have a family. I have home. Sometimes I get sick. I'm human, too. Like, how is you having 5 kids our problem?
Exactly. Now, the only reason I got beef with him, we had a field trip, and we went up to a place, I won't say where, but we went up to a place, and it was cold out. And so we spent 2 days up there. She didn't go, because why didn't you go? I forgot.
My mom didn't let me because my grades were too low.
Yeah. But basically, we went up to this place, and it was like a nature place, so like it was really cold out, because it was wintertime, right? So we all were outside, running around and stuff, and we all get back to the space we were waiting at, because we were outside. This was one of our assignments. And we look around and we can't find the English teacher. So we had to stay out there for 30 minutes in the freezing cold, and we all were wet because we all were rolling around in the snow. So we all were freezing in our winter clothes for 30 minutes just to find out he's back at the cabins drinking hot cocoa. So we walked back, and he's surprised that we're all mad at him because he had all the time to call the teacher. And he didn't. So, yeah. I got beef with them. If English teacher, if you're seeing this, anyway. Alright, so the first story we'll be telling is a story about me. Yay!
Yay!
It's so this story is actually my first bad injury. Yay!
Yay! So context, there's gonna be somebody in this story who is very well responsible for this happening, but we still love her, okay?
Yeah,
Like,
and
no hate to
I
her.
forgave her. It's all good and stuff. We gotta think of a fake
We're
name.
gonna call her Sarah.
No,
No, we're gonna call her.
we're gonna call her Funtime Chica.
Yeah, Funtime Chica. She's still technically our friend.
Yeah,
She's just like a really big guy.
yeah, she's a bit of a dick. Anyway, so this takes place at like the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it was around November, I'd say, like right now.
Yeah, like I think it like
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, I
hit
think
November.
it like just hit November.
Well, I know it was like we just got into the school year, and we were already like settled in. We had a routine and everything. So here's how it was working. I would sit next to her. She would sit next. Okay, so it was like this. We had a table, right? We had the corner table. It was a circle. Monty would sit at one spot, and then we all would go around.
Okay, while I'm editing this, put up like a diagram here.
Yeah. Monty would be here. You would be there. I would be right here. Then Funtime Chica would be here next to me, right? And then Kyle would be here. Kyle. We're gonna call them Kyle for reasons.
For reasons.
You'll see later on. But as we go on, their name will go from Kyle to Mutt. But we'll talk about that later. Alright, so one day I don't know who, but somebody moved, which moved into someone else's seat, which caused all of us to have to move over a seat. So I was in Funtime Chica's seat.
Funtime Chica, to say the least, that she was a really strong person.
Yeah.
You know, we loved her very much.
During this timeline, I was like 4'6" or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was short. I just hit 5 foot. Like, I'm still short. But like, I was like in 4'5", 4'6" or something. But basically, I'm sitting there and I see Funtime Chica walk over and she's like, "What are you doing in my seat?"
We're like,
Ugh. And I was like, well, you see, I don't know who moved, but somebody moved into so-and-so's seat. So then I had to move from my seat to this seat in order to sit because everyone moved over a chair. And she's like, "Get on my seat." And I said, "I can't because you see, Roxanne is in my seat. And I like sitting next to Roxanne, so I'm not going to move." And Bud sits down in the chair next to me.
okay, so for context before she says anything further, here, back up a little bit and tuck your legs into your sweater. This is how she was at the time, and
I was sitting on the chair like this.
yeah, she was sitting on the chair. She was completely immobile because her legs were trapped inside of her sweater.
Because
and her
you see,
arms too.
I do this because I get cold. So what I do is I put my entire body, because it was November and it was freezing, you know?
Yeah.
Because we live in a cold state.
We live in a very cold part of the U.S.
So I was curled up like this. I have my hands in here, my legs are in here, and they're all stuck.
Yeah,
because,
and
you
she's
know,
completely immobile.
like, I literally have to shove my hands back into my sleeve and then shove my legs out to get out, right? And I've done this many times before because it's cold over here, and this is like the best way to generate heat. So I was sitting in the chair like that, and not like these stools were like
I'd say,
like bound to the table.
yeah,
Like literally, it was like a metal swoop, and that was the chair.
yeah.
The metal swoop, and then the chair. And it was literally a part of the table. So the chair would not move. Right? Keep that in mind. So, Funtime Chica sits down in the chair next to me, turns, and pushes me out the chair.
Yeah.
And I mean, full on both hands pushes me.
She grabbed her and then she like slammed her off the seat.
Right. Now remember, I'm all curled up, so I couldn't put my hands out and stop it. So I fell backwards and my entire head, the entire back of my head hits the ground. And I was shooken. But I got the wind knocked out of me and I hit my head. I literally got blacked out for like a millisecond. Bro, I open my eyes, black spots, everything is moving, and my head is pounding. Like, it was bad.
And then I recall, okay, and then once this happened, immediately I, as her best friend, like, I sprung up and I went to your side and I was like, hey, what the heck is going on?
And I couldn't even speak. I was lying there. I was like, it was bad. I was like out of it completely.
And you could tell that Funtime Chica felt really bad about what she did too. She was trying to help. We ended up calling a bunch of staff come over, and one of them told.
I don't know what happened after this bit, but you can tell what happened. But basically, the teacher came over and the teacher thought I hit my foot, not my head. So she had to physically lift me up because I could not get up on my own. So she lifts me up and I'm like over here like swaying around. Is like, go to the nurse. So I had to drag myself with a head injury because he thought I hit my leg. I had to drag myself from up these stairs.
Okay, so think about our school. Okay, so we have a cafeteria area, and then there's the stairs that goes up to a balcony that sees over it.
Right.
These stairs are about, last time I counted, were 19 steps times every flight. So very long is what I'm saying.
And basically the nurse's office so you go up the stairs, you turn, you go down this way, you turn into the office, you go through the office area, you go down this hallway, you go to the side, you go down, and then you turn, and then now you're in the nurse's office. So I had to go up these stairs, and I have a head injury. Now, no one else could see what I was seeing, but for me, everything was moving, and my vision was blurring a lot. My vision was going from clear to blurry to clear. It was going back and forth, and I had to drag myself upstairs by myself because the teacher thought it was fine. So I'm over here holding onto the railing while dragging myself up the stairs. I get up there, I get to the nurse's office, and I am out of it. I have the worst pain imaginable. Everything hurts, the lights feel bright, I'm tweaking. I tell the nurse what happened. The nurse flashes a light in my eye. Bro, one of my pupils was bigger than the other. So she calls my mom. My mom shows up, picks me up, and I get dropped off at home. And I know you're thinking, oh, it just ends there, right? No, it does not. I get home, I flop onto the couch, and I am still out of it. I got black spots, things are still moving. I grab my phone and I start scrolling, right? Because I don't know what to do. And bro, something that hit must have tweaked out my entire brain because I started crying. Full on tears, snot, everything. Now you would think, oh, that's just normal reaction. Not for me. My mom said, and I quote, I started crying and she started getting worried because I don't really cry about injuries. I mean, yeah, some things hurt, but I don't cry about it. I was full on freaking out crying, right? And then, so she got me some food. I was eating my food, right? So I finish it. I'm sitting there. I'm still crying. I don't feel good. I get up and bolt to the bathroom and proceed to vomit all up in that toilet. All the food I just ate, into the toilet. The painkiller she gave me, into the toilet. Gone. So she grabs me, drags me to the car, and drives to the ER. I get into the seat. Well, I get into the waiting room seat. Knockout. Completely fall asleep. Twice. Then we get to the back. They check me. They do an X-ray. My dad shows up with my sisters. Turns out I got a mild concussion. Now, in case you're wondering, wait, how does that happen? the floors we had were marble floors.
To reduce risk of fires.
But yeah, I was very shooketh. Although there was one good part of going to the ER, I got to sit in a wheelchair and get wheeled around, which I thought was really fun. But yeah, so that was what it was like. And it was very painful. And then the next day I got to school. And I didn't have to do a lot of work because I wasn't allowed to use my Chromebook, because turns out when you have a concussion, it's not good to use devices. But don't worry, I'm fully healed with no brain damage.
Yeah, it's been a very long time since then.
Yeah. And I'm still fantastic.
She already had brain damage, so it didn't really matter.
Wow. I don't have brain damage. Anyway, so what happened after I left?
Okay, so I will be telling the rest of the story because she wasn't there.
Yeah.
So basically, after we left, what happened is lunch almost ended immediately, and everybody was going out. Monty, everybody at the table was sort of shook, and if I remember right, after then was, I think we had,
Just do it!
English. And as we told you earlier about the English teacher, kind of a bad teacher. I don't call teachers bad. I personally think they're doing their jobs.
Yeah,
but that was a bad teacher.
That was a bad teacher. But yeah, I don't know if anyone yelled at. I don't know if anyone yelled at Funtime Chica. Oh, I did. I don't know if anyone yelled at Funtime Chica or anything. But I know news spread about it quick.
Oh, yes. Everybody in the cafeteria saw it, so obviously people are going to be talking about it.
Yeah. Because...
So basically what happened was, actually, surprisingly, nobody was worried. Everybody was, like, trying to calm each other down from our table. I don't know what the hell happened to Kyle. He just kind of vanished.
But here's what happened the next day for me. The next day, I get back to school, I get to advisory, and I'm getting, like, stared at, you know? And then I get to reading class, and immediately get surrounded by, like, a heck ton of people asking what happened, asking if I'm okay. And, like, guys, don't worry, I just got a mild concussion and stuff, and everyone was tweaking out, you know? And then later, I see Funtime Chica, and she runs over to me, she starts shaking me, begging for forgiveness and stuff, and I'm like really confused because I'm like I don't get why she's like this panicked about it. I later find out this year that most people saw it, they told everyone else, and everybody was yelling at her about it because, like, you know,
over text, nobody was actually yelling at her.
But over
I
text,
was there.
But yeah, people were like yelling at her over text, calling her, you know, all this stuff. So yeah.
But honestly, Funtime Chica is a really dear friend. And she saved me from my ex-boyfriend who was like using me apparently. So like shout outs to her, really, honestly.
What am I, a roach?
I mean, yeah, you did. But she was the one who sent me the list of all the girls he wanted to date.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
But I was the one who stated you should leave him in the first place.
Well, you didn't say why I should have left him.
I told you, he's probably cheating on you.
Yeah, but you had no evidence that he was cheating on you.
Yeah, but girl, you gotta trust the instinct.
I know, this is my mom, guys.
Yep. Alright, well that was that story. I'm fully healed now and I'm okay. So yeah, that's the good news.
Yeah, everything settled out
Yeah.
pretty good.
Although, for a week I just had like head pain and I couldn't use my Chromebook, so I didn't have to do any work. But I got my Chromebook back and I had a heck ton of missing assignments because turns out the English teacher decided instead of just letting me not have to do the assignments, he still made me do them. So yeah. I told you, this guy sucks.
Moral of the story: my English teacher sucks. Okay.
Moral of the story: be careful on these seats in the lunchroom because I'm okay though.
I think we should make a super video. Yeah. Because this is already 21 minutes. Alright, we're gonna end this video here and then we're gonna record another one. So, bye guys!
Bye guys!
Please subscribe.